Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jayo Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Govinda. Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana. Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Sata Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanara Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Srila Prabhupada Anuga Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nittai Gur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatiru Tamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Haribol. What shloka? What? Pardon? 4. 12.4. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, Text 4. Dhruva Maharaja goes back to Godhead. Aham tvam iti aparthadhir ajnanat purushaya swapni vabhayati atad dhyanat yaya bandha viparyayo. Please repeat. Aham tvam iti aparthadhir ajnanat purushasya hi swapni vabhati atad dhyanat yaya bandha viparyayo. Aham tvam iti aparthadhir ajnanat purushasya hi swapni vabhati atadhyanat yaya bandha viparyayo. Aham tvam iti aparthadhir ajnanat purushasya dhi swapni vabhati atadhyanat yaya bandha viparyayo. Aham, I, tvam, you, iti, thus, apartha, misconceived, dhi, intelligence, ajnanat, from ignorance, purushasya, of a person, he, certainly, swapni, a dream, eva, like, abhati, appears, atadhyanat, from the bodily concept of life, yaya, by which, bandha, bondage, viparyayo, and misery. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Misidentification of oneself and others as I and you on the basis of the bodily concept of life is a product of ignorance. This bodily concept is the cause of repeated birth and death, and it makes us go on continuously in material existence. Purport: the conception of I and you, aham tvam, as separate from each other is due to our forgetfulness of our eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Person, Krishna, is the central point, and all of us are His parts and parcels, just as hands and legs are part and parcels of the whole body. When we actually come to this understanding of being eternally related to the Supreme Lord, this distinction, which is based on the bodily concept of life, cannot exist. The same example can be cited here with the hand is the hand and the leg is the leg. But when both of them engage in the service of the whole body, there is no such distinction as hands and legs. For all of them belong to the whole body, and all the parts working together constitute the whole body. Similarly, when the living entities are in Krishna consciousness, there is no such distinction as I and you, because everyone is engaged in the service of the Lord. Since the Lord is absolute, the services are also absolute, even though the hand is working one way and the leg is working in another. Since the purpose is the personality of Godhead, they are all one. This is not to be confused with the statement by the Mayavadi philosopher that everything is one. Real knowledge is that hand is hand, leg is leg, body is body, yet all together they are one. As soon as the living entity thinks that he is independent, his conditional material existence begins. The conception of independent existence is therefore like a dream. One has to be in Krishna consciousness, his original position. Then he can be freed from material bondage. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. These are instructions from Kubera to Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj is engaged in a very odd activity for a person like him. He has attacked the place of the yakshas called Alakapuri, and he has killed hundreds and thousands of yakshas. And what is the reason for that? Because one yaksha attacked his brother somewhere in the forest and he died. For that he unleashed a huge war against the yakshas. He descended there and he slaughtered so many yakshas. This is not considered to be a proper Kshatriya behavior. Kshatriya is meant to protect. And from what we see that Dhruva Maharaj is, although a very great devotee, having directly witnessed and seen and had darshan of the Lord, is behaving in a strange manner. In a manner that we think that it's not becoming of a devotee. So Swayambhuva Manu comes and tells him that this is not proper for you. This is a sinful activity. How can you, who is a self-realized devotee, perform a sinful activity like this? So, Dhruva Maharaj actually takes heed. He corrects himself. He corrects himself and he says, okay, I'll stop fighting. I'll stop killing because you say so. You are my grandfather, Swayambhuva Manu. So since you say so, I shall change. And then Swayambhuva Manu also tells him, you must meet with Kubera and explain to him what happened to you and why you did this. And pacify him. Kubera is the lord of the Yakshas. So he has gone and slaughtered. Definitely you must meet him and talk to him. So this is a meeting of Kubera with Dhruva Maharaj. And amazingly, Kubera was very large-hearted. As soon as he met Dhruva, what was important for him is, number one, he said that, I'm very happy to learn that you stopped killing the Yakshas under the instruction of Swayambhuva Manu. Thank you very much. He appreciated the behavior of Yaksha. Behavior of Dhruva, that he stopped killing the Yakshas. The way he spoke is something very different. A lot of nice things to learn. He didn't say, you killed so many of my people, you are that, you are this and all that. Obviously, he was not in the scene when the Yakshas were killed. What reason, I don't know. But he appeared later with Dhruva Maharaj. And he told Dhruva Maharaj immediately, it is so nice that you have stopped killing the Yakshas under the advice of Swayambhuva Manu. That means you heed to the advice of Swayambhuva Manu. That first thing he glorified Dhruva Maharaj. Then he went ahead to say, in very indirect manner, in the previous shloka also you see, actually you did not kill the Yakshas. In a very indirect way, he pointed something to him. These are very nice conversations. He told you, actually, you did not kill the Yakshas. You have, actually, you have not killed the Yakshas, nor have they killed your brother. For the ultimate cause of generation and annihilation is the external time feature of the Supreme Lord. He's pointing out very indirectly to him, you forgot this. You have done this in a Krishna unconscious manner. He didn't say directly. He told, actually you did not kill the Yakshas. And you'll become very happy. Right? But this is a sophisticated conversation. An ordinary idiot will think, so nice, you're praising me after I've done this nonsense thing. You must be a very nice guy. Can I give you some prasadam? Or can I give you something? You don't understand. This is sophisticated language. He's saying that, unfortunately, you have behaved in a manner that is not proper for a devotee like you. But he's putting it in a very sophisticated way. See, O sinless son of Kshatriya, I am very glad to know that under the instruction of your grandfather, you have given up enmity. Although it is very difficult to avoid. I am very pleased with you. This is first statement. Second statement, actually you have not killed the Yakshas. Third statement, misidentification of oneself and others as I and you on the basis of the bodily concept of life is a product of ignorance. He's telling to Dhruva Maharaj, step by step, very nicely. If you skim this, you will not understand what he's trying to say. He is dealing with a sophisticated person, a pure devotee, but he has done wrong. So how to correct a person who is in a very high position, but still he has slipped somewhere? This is the way to do it. You can learn from Kubera. He's very nicely, sophisticatedly doing it. What he's telling? You have forgotten about Krishna. Number one. You did not kill the Yakshas, actually. It is he only is making you kill. And you don't know that. Out of ignorance. Then he's telling, if you think that I and you, it's a bodily concept of life, it's out of ignorance. So he very nicely told him, you became Krishna unconscious. And you made this differentiation between you and me, bodily concept of life, which is ignorance, which means you are in ignorance. But he's making a statement like that around. If you think like this and you kill people, no, that is ignorance. Not directly saying, you did it, you're an ignorant fellow, you're a Krishna unconscious fellow. He didn't say that. But he said it also in a nice way, very nice way. And then he goes ahead later to say, my dear Dhruva, come forward. May the Lord always grace you with good fortune. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is beyond our sensory perception, is the super soul of all living entities, and thus all entities are one without distinction. Begin therefore to render service unto the transcendental form of the Lord, who is the ultimate shelter of all living entities. Bringing him to Krishna consciousness back. Come forward and again be Krishna conscious. He's telling, like you were before. Looks like you have lost yourself. And he's explaining briefly about Krishna. Engage yourself fully, therefore, in the devotional service of the Lord, for only He can deliver us from this entanglement of materialistic existence. Although the Lord is attached to His material potency, He is aloof from her activities. Everything in this material world is happening by the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, these are fitting instructions for somebody on a very high position who makes a mistake. How to deal with a person? Dhruva Maharaj has gone off. Now the question another is, how can Dhruva Maharaj go off? He saw the Lord. Yes, you can go off. You can go off. The fact that you are in the material world, even though you are a devotee who has seen the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you can go off. Then there are many instances of such things happening. In the Krishna book, there is description of Akrura, who when he came to Vrindavan, he was so excited, I'm going to see Krishna, that he saw the footprints of Krishna, and he jumped down from the chariot and rolled on it in ecstasy of remembrance of Krishna. This is Akrura. But Akrura tied up with Satrajit in Dwaraka and Kritavarma, not directly with Satrajit, with Kritavarma, and who is that other who killed Satrajit? What's his name? Shatadanva. Shatadanva and Kritavarma he tied up and stole the Shamantaka money. It's a plot. And why will he do that? Already Krishna has been accused of stealing the Shamantaka money by Satrajit because it got lost. Then Krishna says, okay, I'll prove to you. And there's rumors all over Dwaraka that Krishna has stolen it. Because originally Krishna asked Satrajit to give it to Ugrasena. Such things you should not keep with you, you should keep it with the king. And he did not listen to it. So Satrajit concluded that you have taken it away from me. You have killed my brother and taken it away or something like that. So Krishna didn't bother about it and there were rumors everywhere. Krishna went to the forest, found the Shamantaka money with Jambavan's thing. He knew that before that there was a lion and the lion killed his Satrajit's brother called Prasena and took away the jewel. And then the bear Jambavan killed the lion, took away that jewel, Shamantaka money, gave it to his young son to play with in the Jambavan cave. And there is a fight and Krishna brings the money back along with Jambavati. He comes back and he hands it over to Satrajit properly in front of everybody. Here is your Shamantaka money. I did not take it. I found it here and your son is dead here. Lion took this, everything he explained. Keep it. So he became very ashamed. Now what happened after that? After he gets the Shamantaka money back, these three people together decide to steal this thing with him. And Akrura was part of it, the plot and the conspiracy. Akrura, how is this possible? It's possible. Devotees also do succumb to Maya here and there. And it is like, Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananyapak. By if somehow or the other he gets involved, my devotee like this, sadhurevasi mantavya samyak vyavasito hi saha. You must not consider it to be anything less than a sadhu, because it's only temporary, accidental involvement. So don't think it to be something permanent. This person is always like this, he's just cheat. No. For a devotee, is accidentally happening. For Dhruva Maharaj also, it is accidentally happening. That's why he's able to recover from it so fast. If it is intentionally done, then he will not recover from it so fast. Swayambhu Manu comes and tells, anybody tells I will not, like Ravana. So many people told him, return Sita, everything will become all right. He didn't listen to anybody. Mandodari told him, Kumbhakarna told him, Vibhishana told him, he kicked him on his chest and sent him out of the kingdom. Everybody told him, he didn't listen to anybody. Because his intent is, I know Ramachandra, I have purposely stolen his wife, and that's my intention. Who are you to tell me not to do it? Who are you to tell me not to do it? But here it's not like that. It's not Dhruva Maharaj is like, I have seen already the Lord, now I can do whatever I want. It's not that. So it is accidental due to the nature of the material world. So sometimes you will see that even devotees of the Lord may act a little strange by saying or doing something. But you just have to tolerate it, or through somebody else send the right message to the person. And he may be a senior devotee, a senior person also doing it. And somehow the other person is overcome in some way. So it happens all along. It happens all along. The big question that people ask is, why is Balaram very eager in getting Subhadra married to Duryodhana? He's a villain. He knows he's against the Pandavas. There are questions that people can't answer. Why is Balaram doing this? I am Duryodhana's guru. I teach him the mace. But he is saying that you marry my sister. And Subhadra is the last thing I want to do is to marry Duryodhana. I don't want to marry. At least if Shishupala, Rukmi, thinks my sister should get married to Shishupala, we can understand that. But how to understand Balaram saying that Subhadra should marry Duryodhana? Right? But Krishna has a plan how to transcendentally turn it into a pastime. And he amazingly had Arjuna tell him, I want to marry Subhadra. I am in love with Subhadra. And Krishna immediately jumped upon it and said, very good. Why? He wants to prevent Subhadra from getting married to Duryodhana. And it's my elder brother Balaram also. So I have to put a pretty good match for him to say no to Duryodhana. And when Arjuna made the proposal, he said, the right thing to do. You immediately do it. You must do it so fast that you must go dressed as a sannyasi and take Subhadra and run away from Dwaraka. This is the idea he gave. Because it's so important. So he arranged it. He inspired Arjuna to actually dress up as a sannyasi and go and carry Subhadra and run away. It's a completely diametrically opposite thing. And Arjuna agreed also. He said, don't worry, I'll cover up for everything. From Balaram, anybody, I'll cover up. This is what an amazing thing. So there are inconsistencies in even great personalities in their behavior. But these are pastimes. But inconsistency in somebody like Dhruva Maharaj is something that cannot be considered to be a pastime. But Swayambhu Manu coming and advising him is Krishna's arrangement. Kubera coming and telling him this is Krishna's arrangement. Kubera will not only tell all these things, glorify him, and plus very nicely in a capsulated form give him instruction, plus also test him. I am the treasurer of the demigods. I have all the wealth with me. So he's offering to Dhruva, Dhruva, anything you want, you ask me. I like to give you a boon. Very tempting, eh? I am Kubera, and I have already given you my instruction. I have corrected you and I told you what is what. Now, why will somebody who talks so sophisticatedly in a very polished manner also say to Dhruva, ask me what boon you want from me? See, the thing about it is that Dhruva Maharaj always passed the test. When Narada Muni also tested him, he said, go back home. It's not meant for you. It's too rough, too difficult. He said no. And that's when Narada Muni initiated him. Now again Kubera is testing him. Tell me what you want. All the wealth in the world, a special boon, this one, that one. So how can Kubera give a boon which is greater than what he has already got from Krishna directly? Right? So there itself it is gone. But Dhruva Maharaja did not say, no, I already seen the Lord here and got a boon. Who are you? What did Dhruva do? He said immediately, bless me to achieve pure devotional service to Vishnu. Why should I lose the opportunity? Why should I lose the opportunity? Right? Bless me to this thing. Kubera became super pleased with Dhruva Maharaj. He's a very smart person. He knows what he wants in life. And he knows he has done a mistake. And he has accepted it. And he's still not in illusion now that I offered him. Let's see if he really falls for this. No, he didn't fall for it. He immediately understood and preserved his Krishna consciousness by saying that, just bless me. It's a very nice verse. Where Kubera is tempting him. Raja Rajena Varayo Chodito. Very beautiful. Maitreya Vacha. Saraja Rajena Varaya Chodito. Dhruvo Mahabhagavato Mahamati. Harau Savavre Achalitam Smritim Yaya. Tarati Ayatnena Duratyayam Tamaha. Very nicely worded. Saraja Rajena Varaya Chod. Varam means boon. Chodito. So Kubera asked me whatever you want. Varaya Chodito. And here Maitreya is saying that Dhruva, who's Mahabhagavato Mahamati, is a Mahabhagavata and very intelligent. Mahamati. It's important to know. Because he is a Mahabhagavata, he is very intelligent. Mahabhagavato Mahamati Harau Savavre Achalitam Smritim Yaya. I want to be achalitam, without a shake. I want to be dedicated to Hare. I want to be dedicated to Hare. Tarati ayatnena duratyayam tamaha. To cross over this tama, to cross over this material life. So the great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, when thus asked to accept a benediction from Kubera, the Yaksharaj, king of the Yakshas, Dhruva Maharaj, the most elevated pure devotee, who was an intelligent and thoughtful king, Mahamati, begged that he might have unflinching faith in and remembrance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For thus a person can cross over the ocean of nescience very easily, although it is very difficult for others to cross. Duratyayam yaya. It's normally very difficult to cross. I want you to bless me. I should be able to have achalitam smritim. And I will be able to cross. You bless me for that. Immediately took opportunity. You're blessing me, you're Kubera, this is what you must give me. And Kubera, it's mentioned the son of Idavida, Lord Kubera was very pleased. And happily he gave Dhruva Maharaj the benediction he wanted. Thereafter he disappeared from Dhruva's presence and Dhruva Maharaj returned to his capital city. So, at that instance, for you to have the intelligence to say, give me this type of blessing. At that instance, to not be tempted by a material offering, which is so wonderful offering. It's not an ordinary offering. At that instance, to be fixed, that's Krishna's blessings. That is Guru and Krishna's blessings. So, Dhruva Maharaj was always very smart, very intelligent, Mahamatihi. Because he was a devotee. Because he is a devotee, every other material facility, including intelligence, is constantly available to him. Means what to decide, what decision to take. He is able to have access. But if you ask me a question, well, then why did he not decide whether to go and attack Alakapuri or not? Why did he take a decision on his own? That's also a mistake. He did. But it's not that he constantly does mistakes. He constantly is Krishna conscious. Once in a while, it may happen like this. Over an average, if you see, he will pretty much be very Krishna conscious. So, you see, these things happen to everybody. In the pastime of, if you go to Jagannath Puri, you will see that pastime of that king, who went and got that daughter of that, what's that place? It's not a Pandya Raja, but some Tamil Nadu king or something. His daughter will be given to him. And he will say that, I don't want a sweeper person for my daughter. And he'll get angry and go and attack him. And he'll lose. Thinking that I am Jagannath Puri, Maharaja, and everything. He went and attacked and he lost. And he was completely perplexed. I represent Jagannath, and this guy teased me, and I go and attack him, and I lose. What is this? I can't understand. On his way back, coming alone, going with the army and coming back alone, completely routed. And he's sitting in a goshala in somebody's house, some farmer's this thing. And the farmer notices him, you're the king, I know you. What happened? And he explained everything to him. And then he said, I just want to ask you, did you go for attack after praying to Lord Jagannath, or you just went on your own? And he said, yeah, I didn't. I took a decision on my own. And this is how he understood that he has done wrong, by taking a decision on my own. Normally, for every small thing I'm with Jagannath and taking, I missed out. That's what you lost. That farmer told him, I think this is the reason you lost. So he ran back to Jagannath and cried to him and said, how can you forsake me, even if I forget? And Jagannath told him, okay, you go again, I'll be with you. This time I'll be with you. And Krishna and Balaram came with him and they won the war. So even for devotees, Krishna, if you actually slip also, Krishna will make it into an interesting lesson for you, plus a pastime. That's interesting. So for Dhruva Maharaj, he has missed. So the missing of great devotees should not be compared to the missing that we do. I missed my rounds, It's just like Dhruva Maharaj. Today I didn't chant my rounds. It's like Dhruva Maharaj. I missed. My consciousness went off. No. We are just sadhakas. If you miss, you missed only. You missed, you lost. For good, you lost. There's no Krishna going to come and chant the rounds for you. There's no Krishna going to come and tell you, hello, don't sleep, chant the round. I am with you. It's not going to happen to you. It's happening to Dhruva, but it's not going to happen to you. These are very simple instructions to get up and chant. If this much also you cannot do, forget it. You won't get the favor of the Lord. That's mentioned very clearly. For those who are strictly observing and strictly following the instructions only, this is available. That Prabhupada makes it clear throughout. So don't compare unnecessarily apples and oranges. It's not necessary to compare. You should be very careful about mapping the instructions given by the Lord to very high-class devotees on yourself. That's why these lessons should be learned according to the time, place and circumstances, with the due diligence paid to where it is happening, how it is happening, and how the devotee is related. That should be understood. You see, imitation is not always proper at all. Following is important. So the instructions here that we can take for our following is that we must not judge senior devotees who are normally fixed and then a little bit here, see, that's not the way to judge. It's not like I said, like Ravana, all the time you are wrong. Sometimes you're wondering why people think I'm wrong. Like Duryodhana wondered. You see, I know what is dharma. I know what is adharma. But I don't know why I am inclined to always adharma only. For a moment he became a good guy, I think. Constantly attacking the Pandavas, he got some association of the Pandavas. And it seems he had to think that,
Kenapi, I forget that shloka. Devistithena. Why this thing is like this, I don't understand. I know dharma, janami aham dharma and adharma, but I don't understand why I am inclined to adharma. Kenapi heni stitena, I forget that shloka. It's a very nice shloka in the Mahabharata. So it is not that, that's the way we should think. How come I'm thinking of Krishna all of a sudden today? Normally, I do my rounds very mechanically and everything, but it looks like I'm thinking of Krishna today. Is happening, something is happening, something good is happening. That will be a better way of thinking it. So what is it? Uh, Krishna will tell Teji Yasam na doshena, that in those people who are very powerful, there is no dosha, although it apparently looks like there is a dosha, there is a fault. The Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami will tell Parikshit Maharaj, Teji Yasam na doshena. Those powerful devotees of the Lord, even though you see something, that's all very external. That's all very external. That's not who they are. Right? So don't think that Dhruva Maharaj is an ordinary sadhaka like you and me. He was a sadhaka, definitely. He was one of the 4 types of materialistic devotees who surrendered to Krishna. Artho Jignasur Artharthi Jnani Chabartarshava. He is classified as one of those people who wanted artha, who wanted something material and went and surrendered to the Lord. But he went far away, far away. He became a great devotee. That's a brilliant example. So such people who take Krishna consciousness very seriously. I am saying that because we should also know that it's not that Dhruva Maharaj was from the beginning like this. He was Artha, Kshatriya. And he got such a trajectory, if you see his trajectory of how he's moving up, very fast he's moving up towards back to Godhead. Because he made all right decisions under the inspiration of Krishna all the time. A little slip here and there, killing the yakshas is a small slip. And that is recorded here. To make it very realistic. To make it very realistic. Because the life of devotees is quite realistic. And there will be some few jinxed activities here and there. But on the whole, the person, because of his intention and because his burning desire, will always be successful. He'll become always Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanahi name bhakta pranashyati. Krishna is guaranteeing my devotee will never perish. These things are all only on the surface. Because he's fallen in love with me. Nothing will stop him now. He's just moving ahead very fast. Small things here and there that happen, don't think that's in any way to be counted. Kaunteya Pratijanai Name Bhakta Pranashati. My devotee will never be a failure. Even if he looks apparently like a failure to you. Don't jump and dance. Oh, you made a mistake. No. He's going ahead, even though you made a mistake. This is such a college of the Supreme Lord that even if you apparently fail, you actually get very good marks. Because you're not given up on the real intent and purpose of life, and you are not given up on your devotional service to Krishna. You will be judged according to that main activity only. So these are interesting things to know. And Kubera is advising here, don't fall into this type of illusion of I and you. And that advice he is accepting. He is accepting that advice. He is not arguing. No, I'm a Kshatriya, I should do my duty. I did my duty. Why are you bringing all philosophy inside this? Because he did argue with Narada Muni and told Narada Muni, your advice is not meant for a Kshatriya like me. You go and give it to some Brahmana, he can take it. This advice I cannot take. He argued. And he won the argument. But now he is not arguing. He's accepting the advice and he's moving ahead. And you can see airship will come for Dhruva and take him back to Vaikuntha. It's success. Success story. Although for some people, if they want to criticize, they can. There is room if you want to occupy yourself doing that. But the person has already gone back to Godhead. The person has already gone back to Godhead, and that is Krishna's decision. Who are you? You can pass a few comments if you want. It doesn't matter, because like the horse has already left the stable, bolted from the stable. Now what is the use of talking? The person has already left the material world, gone back to Godhead. Now on your grace, post-analysis of what happened and all that, what's the use? You may find this is wrong, that is wrong and all that. But he has achieved the purpose of life, whatever wrong you may see. Why? It's Krishna's decision. Who are you? It's Krishna's decision. He's taken him back to Godhead. So always there is a supreme decision of Krishna. And many of your calculations may not work in that. Krishna is relating with his devotee and taking him back to Godhead. Right? So these are interesting lessons we can learn from here. Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Do you have any question or comment? Yes. Well, we can derive so many things out of it, from all these pastimes. We normally like to limit ourselves to what the acharyas say. There's no limit to what we can speculate. We have an infinite capacity because we have something called the mind. We can think top, bottoms, right, left, down, this way, and 360 degrees. We can. And all these possibilities may be there. But the Leela is done by the Lord. And Leela means is according to the intention of the Lord, according to His pleasure. That is the track that is followed. So, we normally take the commentaries, purports of acharyas who tell us this is why He's done that. Right? But we can also say that why cannot be like this, why cannot be that? Yeah, it can be. It can be. But this is what the acharyas have mentioned. So somehow a devotee of the Lord, especially a pure devotee, an acharya, he sees why Krishna is doing something like that. And sometimes their explanations are very unique. It's like, phew, I never thought of this. Like that. But then they know the nature of Krishna and therefore they are able to say this. But you would have never thought of that. You would have never thought of that. So it's better to stick to the Acharya's commentaries, because we are not charged with the responsibility of writing a commentary. We are charged with the responsibility of understanding the commentary that is written by the Acharya. Right? So sometimes, although we may think that it's easy, I can also speculate a bit and say, this must be the reason, that must be the reason, this must be the reason. And there are unlimited possibilities, permutations and combinations, and you can pull out different types of reasons and understanding. But a devotee normally draws a line. He doesn't, you see, if we do that, then the Leela becomes something that is predictable and something that you think can be explained. The uniqueness, so that's why it's mentioned, Leela Kallola Varidhivi, Sarva Adbhuta. Adbhuta, it is wonderful aspect of Krishna that he performs these wonderful Leelas. They are not within the domain of human experience or human thought. Because some of the things that Krishna does and performs, nobody can think this is what people will do. Because he's God. To come out of a pillar all of a sudden, boom, and instantly make up design a body that is half man, half lion and come out of it. It's not an easy thing that anybody can do. It is, you need hundreds of years to plan this out if you really do it. If you really think you can come out of the pillar. You need to do so many artificial things and to be so precise and this and that. Now for that, Krishna does it in a poop, in a snap. So that is what he wants to do. He wants to appear in that form, bewilderingly wonderful form. And that's the Leela, that's the speciality about Krishna. Adbhuta, wonderful. He will do something. He come out of the nose of Brahma. While Brahma is thinking and contemplating, come out of his nose and grow big and become Varaha in front of his eyes. It's wonderful. So these are all not predictable things. And these are not within the domain of human imagination at all. Similarly, those things which seem kritavan kila karmani saha ramena keshava atimartyanti bhagavan guda kapata manusha. Like a kapata manush, he may do certain things. That we should not think to be ordinary and give an ordinary explanation. It may be better for us to keep within the limits of the Acharya's explanations. So we don't know, especially the intentions of pure devotees of the Lord. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, you cannot understand. Vaishnava Kriya, Mudra, Vigneya. It is an activities of a Vaishnava and why he is doing what he is doing. It's not so easy to understand. Because he is working with Krishna's intention, for Krishna. It's not so easy to understand that. That's the statement of Bhishma to the Pandavas on the bed of arrows. He's told them that nobody knows what he is going to do the next. The plan of the Lord is not known to anybody. Only him. Only him. Even the gopis did not know. They would disappear from the Leela. So he's very unique and he maintains that uniqueness. He maintains that uniqueness. So we will abide by that. That helps us to understand Krishna better. Okay? Any other question or comment? Yeah. First of all, the fact that you can show controlled anger, that is the thing you should analyze. Most people who show anger, they are out of control. They're not controlling the anger. It's anger that's controlling them. It just descends on them and they become victims of. That's how material nature works with people, conditioned souls. But Hanuman can choose to be angry and cut it off immediately. So who is the controller? That's the main point. Hanuman is not controlled by anger. He can control anger and use it in the service of Krishna. That's a main distinction. So if you ask me a question, how can we do that? First you find out whether you are a victim of anger or you are able to control anger. Right? There's that famous story of Alexander coming and trying to going to the Himalayas to catch hold of a sadhu who has got all this this thing. And he will threaten that sadhu, if you don't teach me this and all that, put out his sword and all that, So the sadhu just smiles. He said, do you know, you're smiling, do you know what I will do to you? So very coolly he says that, you see, you are already a victim of anger. You're already a victim of anger. You think by becoming a victim of anger and forcing me, I'll teach you how to control anger. Something wrong with your whole proposal. Why are you getting so angry? See, you see that? He pointed out to him very nicely. I'm just recollecting some vague, dull aspect of it. But it's important for us to know that a pure devotee of the Lord can use anything for anything. That's different category. For all of us who are conditioned souls who become victimized by anger, we can't think about, the best we can do is to stop being angry first. That's our first stage. To use anger in the service of the Lord, that will come later. First, that is why for us it's a painful thing to, it's a sadhana actually. It's a sadhana not to be angry. Control it. Pandava Nirjala Ekadashi, don't eat. With great difficulty you don't eat, you don't drink and all that. And next day you binge like nothing. Wow, man, dive into it. I'll make up for all the losses yesterday. I'll eat 10 times more. That's the conditioned soul. That's the conditioned soul. But the Goswamis, naturally, they don't have a desire to eat and sleep. Right? Prabhupada explained that once in a week, Raghunath Das Goswami would drink quarter glass of buttermilk. That's all. Dhruva Maharaj, he was breathing once in a week. It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Once in a week he took a breath. Only once in a week is breathing. What is we got eating? Such control. So that's a different this thing altogether. So right now let us understand that we are victims of anger, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, matsarya, everything. And let us beg and pray to Krishna and chant Hare Krishna very deeply. And once in a while we'll get angry. It's okay, yaar, what to do? Please tolerate. It's not that, Prabhu, you're a devotee. How did he get angry? That's why I'm getting angry. That's why I'm getting angry. Because now that I know that this is bad, I'm getting angry and I'm feeling bad. Otherwise, I never felt bad about it. I felt good about it. Because after getting angry and fighting, I drown some 4 more pegs of it and go to sleep. Completely in Rajogun, Tamagun. So if you're in Sattvika Guna and you get angry, then it is painful. Why did it happen? And that's a life of a sadhaka. Gradually you overcome it because of a desire to be in Sattvika Guna. The desire to conquer this. A desire to actually do good and be a nice gentleman. So these good desires, intentions are very important. And there if a person is getting troubled by anger a little bit, yeah, what to do? The thing is you have to be realistic. You don't have to be fantastic. Once I remember being told, this so-and-so devotee, vice president of this place, he wants to leave the place. Would you like to take him? And even the temple president said, it's okay, let him go. Then I was a little curious. I said, why will the temple president say he can go? Normally they'll say, no, don't take my devotee. What is wrong with him? So I was told, he's a normal person, gets a little angry, little envious, chants nicely, does devotional service, everything, and all very normal. It's very normal. He gets angry, he gets a little envious, he gets this thing, plus chants his rounds, plus does his seva, everything. And so I was being told that actually he is the right person because he doesn't act artificially. He's a nice guy. He gets angry when he has to. I was impressed. Normal. So don't try to be unnecessary. In the purport here, and Prabhupada says that to think that a devotee will not get envious and not get angry is a myth. It's mentioned here. Because Dhruva will be accused of being envious of the yakshas and getting angry with them and killing them. If you're a killer, first thing in the material world is you're envious, then only you'll be a killer. It's written there that Dhruva is envious of the yakshas. So this does not mean that, wow, it's perfectly alright to be envious and angry. That's also wrong. It's not alright. But sometime you may fall into it. Okay? Yeah. I don't know. I don't have the authority to decide that. It'll be very difficult. We can speculate a little bit. What will be the destination of the yakshas? Mostly people who fight in the war for the sake of the kingdom under the king. They have a good destination because they are only fighting on the sake of the kingdom and for this thing. It's not that they're fighting for themselves. So they have soldiers, Kshatriyas get heavenly planets as destination. That is mentioned. And in the Kurukshetra war it is mentioned that those who saw Krishna, they got liberation because Krishna was in the battlefield. Ordinarily, if there's no Krishna on the battlefield also, they're fighting a dharmic war. Both sides who die, they'll get heavenly planets. That's why Krishna will try to entice Arjuna by saying that heavenly planet's destination you will not get. Nakirtim karam Arjuna. You won't get heavenly planets, you will not get fame. For a soldier like you, these are all very important. Well, that's what I would say is generally the destination. That's why you take decision from Guru. Then you don't speculate on that. You draw a line. That's it. I'm going to listen. Like that. Because you've already checked out and accepted Guru. After that, you don't do anything but just accept the direction given. That's what Dhruva Maharaj is doing. He accepted what Swayambhu said, accepted what Kubera said, like that. So, once you have chosen somebody and you know that he is capable of advising you properly, you must not be on the mental platform of I like, I don't like. Decisions and counsel given to you should never be on the accepted and judged on the mental platform of I like this, I don't like this. Then spiritual life is not possible for you. Everything will be judged according to your mental platform. I don't like this. It's not a question of like and don't like. You're after the truth. So you may like something, may not like something. Is it the truth? Then you should do it. It's not about like and dislike. In spiritual life, we don't make judgments according to like and dislike. Then you're ruined. Sometimes it may be that the decision you make is also something that you like. But the decision is based on the truth. Facts given in the Shastra. Right? So sometimes we don't like it. But we do it anyway because it's the right thing. Right and wrong is different from like and dislike. People don't know to make this distinction. They think what I like is right, what I don't like is wrong. That is another cheating going on inside your mind. Many times what you don't like is the right thing. But you're not bothered about the fact that it is the right thing. You're more bothered about the fact that I don't like it. So it's a mental decision you made. That is why if a guru gives a decision, then he does completely on the basis of spiritual life with your interest. He takes decision like that. So it may be something you don't like, but you still have to do it because he's your guru. In this way, you don't get tied up into decision making and all that in spiritual life. Beyond a certain extent, if it is, you're taking the counsel, do it. Otherwise, what's the use of having association? You can ask 10,000 questions if you want to clarify. But if you take counsel, you must accept. You must accept. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Nittai Gur Premanande.